We are 88 days in, man. 88 days in. I started this journey 88 days ago. I'm almost at 90 days. And honestly, time has just flown by. Time has literally flown by. But the closer I get to that 90-day mark, because in my mind, I know that's when it really starts to pick up. So the closer I get to that 90-day mark, the more I'm just tested. You know? I'll get tested within the realm of just, I want to mess around with women. I have those thoughts in my head and I just really got to extinguish it. Like I'm just being tested, and it's the universe saying, are you truly ready for, everything that you desire, everything that you actually, think you deserve? Are you ready for that? Are you actually that type of person that can? And I just keep proving to myself again and again, that I am that type of person. I'm not a quitter anymore. I had these dark negative thoughts yesterday of just a lot of self-doubt. And immediately I remind myself, what am I doing? If I start to think all these negative thoughts, negative things will correspond with my thoughts. And I know that as a universal law. So all I have to do is think positive. Easier said than done. But I took everything in me to do that. And then everything started to turn out positive again. I started instilling all my good habits once again. Usually the self-doubt will start from me not doing everything in my power for that day to, do my best. Like if I slip up on my diet a little bit, I'll be real hard on myself and just aggressively down on myself, which I think is a good thing because it keeps me actually accountable. But sometimes it could leave me in just a negative state of mind where I need to push forward and just start thinking positive again and just get right back up and just keep on going. But sometimes I'll get to the point where I'll slip up on my diet a little bit, or I'll call myself out for being a little bit lazy, Like I won't go the extra mile for my push-ups in the morning or something like that, or in the gym, or the cardio that I do, or whatever it is. I won't go that extra mile, and then those are the only things that will kind of ruin my day. If I know that I could have tried harder, but I didn't. That is just so disrespectful to me just being alive. I was gifted another day to just be alive. And I'm not going to give it my all. You know what I mean? And it may not seem like a big deal, right? This is the big misconception. It may not seem like a big deal of stacking, of the little... Okay, it may not seem like a big deal of just doing those little bad habits, once a day. You don't put your laundry away, or you don't make your bed, or you slip up on your diet a little bit, or this or that. You're giving yourself a reason to do it again tomorrow and be okay with that, because that is you now, right? Your mind plays tricks on you and, okay, that's you now. That's kind of acceptable. So you got to call that shit out right away. Otherwise, it will stack up and accumulate. And all those little bad habits, that don't seem like much, will accumulate into years of just destroying your life. I say this because I've done that before. I've done that with my entire life. Little bad habits, little by little, didn't think they really mattered in the moment, and they just stack up. So you have to do the direct opposite. You have to make sure you're doing the good habits little by little, doing a little bit more every single day, and that will stack up in a positive way. That's why when I have slip-ups like that, I get real up in my head, because I know what it could result into. And I have to call myself out on it right away, like immediately. Like even though, like compared to an older version of myself, even a couple months ago, like I'm doing incredible, like day by day. But I could have done better. I could have just done better. But it's all right. You push forward. And you realize that, if you get gifted tomorrow, if tomorrow does come for you, you got to give it your all tomorrow then. Just get right back on it and don't slip up tomorrow. Make everything count. Make all the little things count. The very thing that holds a lot of people back from getting in their, dream shape, their dream aesthetic, their dream body, the little thing that holds them back is just, most of the time, just the little things that you start to eat throughout the day that you don't realize accumulate. Like the sauces, the ketchups, the this or that, the little bit of sugar in your coffee in the morning, and all those little things stack up. If you just cut those out and actually stuck to a clean, whole food diet, the weight would fall off of you. As long as you're keeping up with your cardio and all that too. Like, things work. All these models work. But you have to put in the actual proper work. And you have to show up in every single degree of it. You have to hold yourself accountable to a super high standard. And somebody asked me in the comments yesterday if I took cold showers. I said no, like all I do is like focus on my diet and this and that. But I feel like that whole self-improvement wave is very like skewed into like what self-improvement actually is. What self-improvement should be for you is what is going to make you as an individual better as a person. It's not something that you can do or you can think of like collectively. It's not something that you can just say and everyone can do that and okay, that's self-improvement. You could say it's locked in, but you can't overall say it's self-improvement because everybody is a little bit different. This is what is so skewed within like that sort of space. Everybody is a little bit different. So what may be self-improvement to you may not be self-improvement to somebody else. Learning a language and reading a bunch of books may not be self-improvement for you. It may have nothing to do with the things that you are trying to improve on. Overall, could it help the quality of your life? Yeah, probably. Probably all those things could help the quality of your life, but it's not like this black and white thing. It's not. And like the whole self-improvement thing, you should just be trying to become a better version of you and whatever that means to you as an individual. Self-improvement could, a lot of the time means you make a lot of money and, you do this, you do that. You wake up at this time. Like all of those things, yes, can help. But if it doesn't even work within your frame of life and it doesn't make sense, like maybe reading a bunch of books right now when you don't have much money, and it may be better and more beneficial for you to grind out a 9-to-5 and self-improve in your finances in that way instead of focusing your time on reading books. That's a prime example. You know what I mean? So it just depends on what point of the process you're in of trying to improve yourself. And don't try to compare yourself to somebody else on their journey because you're not in their position. Like you're not them. You're you. Understand that. You are you. You have certain capabilities for a reason. God put these certain capabilities within you for a reason. Like you are an individual down to the fucking like cell. down to the very like atoms that hold you together. You are you. Understand that. Stop trying to be like everybody else. Stop trying to, the whole looks maxing propaganda too. I mean, yeah, you should like self-improve in that aspect as well. Like, you should try to look the best that you possibly can. But if now you got to go out of your way and get a bunch of surgeries and do all this stuff because, you don't feel comfortable in your own skin and you don't want to be you anymore, that's not what it's about. Become the best version of you. Build upon what you were given. Build upon, like, make sure you have the best physique you can possibly have. Make sure you can, find what hairstyle works the best for you. This, that. Get your finances straight. And that it's different for everybody. You can be somebody who, runs a business and that makes a lot of sense to them. Or you can be somebody who is, more down the educational path and wants to become an engineer or an electrician, wants to go to trade school and wants to make money that way. This black and white bullshit is what holds people back. I'm telling you right now, because I had this misconception when I was younger. When Tate was blowing up and all that. You have this misconception that, like, oh, I gotta be like him, Oh, I gotta know how to fight. I gotta this, that. No, you have to just become the best version of you. That's what it's about. Not trying to just, max out everything just because. Max out your own potential on the things that you want to do, on your dreams, your desires. And don't care what other people think. Don't care what anybody thinks. Somebody wants to make fun of you because you're not going down a path that makes a lot of money, but you're so incredibly passionate about it. And you make sure that your life is still stable and you're able to afford, at least a roof over your head, of course. But you're passionate about it. Oh man, go down that path. Like, you're going to regret not going down that path. Because if you just go down the path of money, that might not be fulfilling at all. You might get to that finish line and you're like, what the fuck? What am I even doing? And now you have to reverse everything and you figure out that, I have all this money now and all I want to do is my passion, when I could have just done my passion in the first place and been happy. Instead of risk everything, sacrifice everything for what? So you got to determine, what kind of person you are. And then go based off that. Self-improvement, that was a whole just propaganda scam. And then a lot of people too will just tell you to get on, you need more testosterone, you need more this, and it's good in a sense where you can optimize your testosterone by getting proper sleep and getting in proper nutrition. But people are trying to tell you you gotta, hop on certain things or the peptides or any of that. It's like, come on, man. Come on, man. How pussy are you? Like, if you just want to do those things and those align with your goals, okay. But doing it because you feel like you just have to, or you're going to get left behind, you're not going to ascend, bro, you don't need it. Think about the, all those Greek statues. All those people look like that. Back in that time, they didn't have any of that technology. They just had proper sleep and nutrition. And, hardcore training and wrestling and all of that. And they were super strong and everything too. So that's all you need if you just want to have like a good physique, a really like standout physique, give it time. Give it time. Give it a decade. You have a lot more time than you think. Give it a decade of training and proper nutrition and see what happens. And then if the results are that bad, then it's just like, and you know you gave it your all, then it's like, damn, now what? But like, that's not going to happen. If you actually put in the fucking work and do the proper things, you're going to get the result. Like, I Mickey Moused my whole training arc for the first maybe 5-6 years, eating a bunch of bullshit, having no idea about nutrition, and not getting proper rest at all. Stemmed out of my mind constantly 24/7, getting horrific sleep. My training was okay. It was pretty intense, but not as intense as I go now. So I could have, my body could have been even more crazier now. And I'm actually really satisfied with my body. 8 to 10 years into training, it's kind of skewed because of the lockdown and everything. But 8 to 10 years of training, and my body is where I pictured it could always be. There will be those days where I'm like, damn, I look like shit. But I'll get a pump, and I'll be like, all right, yeah, I was tripping, And also, I still, to this day, don't even completely optimize. Like my sleep is not optimized. My nutrition is. But, and my training's okay. When I can. But not everything is optimized still. And I still make improvements. So the moral of the story is, you don't need you don't need to pump anything into your body. If you want to go on that professional endeavor and all that, understand, I understand if you feel the need to do it at a certain point. But right away, no. No, absolutely not. Give your body a shot. And then you'll be a lot more satisfied too. Because I look at it like this. I love training and everything so much that I want to do it for the next, 40, 50, 60 years of my life until I'm, 80 years old and I could barely even move. But I want to do it for that long. I want to have longevity in it because I love it so much. Yeah, I can, pump up I could start injecting things into me and then get crazy results right now and look real sick. But number one, I'm, tremendously risking my health. And number two, I wouldn't have the longevity. I would maybe have a good 10-year run, 10, 15-year run of really training real good, real hard. And then after that, I can't keep up with the gear because, you can't run it for that long and, still be okay. Some people could get away with it, but a lot of people, not really. And then my body's going to look horrible into my 50, 60, my test is going to be in the gutter because I don't produce it naturally anymore. That's so pointless, especially this far into the game. I've gotten this far with this. I could only imagine the next 10 to 20 years of training and actual dedicated diet. And then when I could lock in my sleep and I could truly just lock in all parts of it, what will happen? And my body will just look legendary without any of that stuff. And I can maintain that for years and years and years. So I think that's the way to go. And also it teaches you delayed gratification. In a major way. A decade? That sounds like a long time. But a lot of great things work in decades. You have to understand this now. Because if you understand that now, you can start early. You can start early on. You could get it going early on. And if you do, then you'll be way ahead of all your peers. Because you put in the work early on. That's probably the only successful thing that I've done within, my 20s so far is build a good physique, a really good physique that I'm proud of. That's the only successful thing I've done so far. So at bare minimum, you can do that. You should apply it to other aspects of your life. But regardless, in the background, you should always just, start up the training and try to go on that journey, because those 10 years are going to go by no matter what. So you might as well just start now. And you just start. You just start. You look up YouTube videos of how do I, what's the best split, what's this, what's that. And then you just trial and error. Just try to figure it out. Have fun with it. That's the thing. Have fun. Don't worry about, what's the most, technically accurate for building mass and all the, like, when it comes to training, just have fun. Just enjoy the process. That's going to give you the best results. That's going to give you the most longevity in the long run. Because if you just go in and have fun with it every single session, you're going to want to go back and go for more. And you're going to push harder and harder and harder. So it's a pretty simple equation, but, most people just, they're so, everybody, like all influencers and everything like that, they're leading people astray. And it's not their, like, necessarily their job or responsibility to tell them, like, oh, this is what you should do, this, that, you need to follow my, no, like, it's not their responsibility at all. It's also on the individual who does these things. Like the viewer, it's their responsibility as well. But when there's so much, information, you have to understand too. A lot of these things get pushed because they make money. Like peptides and all that, they make money. That's why they're getting pushed. They're not really all that. They come from China. They're like, but most things get pushed because of money's sake. And yet again, on the influencer, that's not a wrong thing. But you just have to understand that as a viewer and then move forward accordingly. Like, just, have your own mind. You can be inspired by somebody, but don't do things word for word of what they say. Even me. You can be questioning me right now and, being like, this jackass has no idea what he's talking about. I'm going to do what I want. And yeah, that's how you should think. You should do what you want. You should be inspired and, take information from here and there and then just formulate your own opinion on it. Don't be in this world of just being influenced by nothingness, a whole lot of nothingness. Just figure out who you are and then grow upon that. That's what the lesson's been this whole entire video. Just, figure out who you are. Tyler Durden, he says self-improvement is just masturbation. Something like that. And it's true. No, I don't know the direct quote, but it's something like that. I think that is a quote. Regardless, self-improvement is just, it's another scam. All that get rich quick kind of mentality. It's all just scammy. Like, what you genuinely have to do, here's the advice. What you genuinely have to do is put in the work, try your hardest every day, like no bullshit, your hardest every single day, get a little bit better at something. Whatever skill you're trying to grow, get a little bit better at it. And be consistent with it every single day for a year, years, months, however long it takes until the result just comes into fruition. That's all it is. It's going to take a good bit of time. Anything great comes with time. Just be consistent, be persistent, and don't give up. If things aren't really working, try to just figure out why and then keep moving forward. And then that's it. That's all it is. Like getting rich quick and all that, like you can get lucky in a sense, but it's all going to fall apart. Like you're not going to maintain that money, or you're not going to have the character to even be able to wield any sort of, outcome from that. So yeah, just slowly but surely. This is the answer a lot of people don't want to hear. But slowly but surely, just put in the good work, put in the good habits, and things will get better. And be in a positive state of mind as much as you possibly can, and things will remain positive. Things will get better. Things will become more positive. And that's how you should go about it. You know, with your looks, with your physique, with your finances, with your education, with whatever it is that you want to endeavor, do that. You know, just put in the hard work, and things will work out eventually, you know? For real. Yeah, that's it for this one, man. I love you guys. I gotta get to work, you know? I gotta prep my food and all that. So, peace out. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.